Hey,
Hey,
I'm Josh.
I'm Anthony.
We're the founders of My Tech Roadmap. So we're here today to tell you a little bit about how we got started and where we came to realize that there really was this growing technology gap out there in the world in certain age demographics, and we want to put a stop to that. How it really started was, like 10 or 12 years ago in consumer technology, there was, a huge boom in cellular, there's a huge boom in, and that was really the time when text messaging became a thing and social networking was starting to become a thing, like around 2005, 2006. And the more fearless generation, the kids, jump right into all that technology and really took to it. And I think maybe even just by virtue of it becoming like a kid's thing, it really kept a lot of generations maybe a little distant and a little removed from it. Maybe in the beginning, I remember a lot of people we would work with, they would think that text messaging was a fad.
Yeah, definitely.
Right? A lot of people thought text messaging was a fad. They really, a lot of these technologies they didn't want to embrace.
Yep.
So I think that kept a lot of those demographics at a distance, like right from the beginning.
Yeah, I mean, the same thing even happened too with the internet as well. I mean, it's, people thought that the internet really wasn't going to be around, and
yeah,
look where it is now. I mean, it's pretty much the backbone and the infrastructure that the whole world runs off of now.
Yeah.
And same thing, that's what social media now as well. It's like the backbone of how we communicate. People don't write letters anymore. It seems like people, we talk over Facebook and we tweet. And even what you're watching on YouTube is a social network with the comments, and you can ask questions, and we interact with you guys and gals out there. And I think it's great, really do.
Yeah. And that illustrates the point of how much this has permeated our culture. If you're not down with technology, I mean, you're really at a serious disadvantage, and it's not a joke.
Yeah, and I mean, you think about, if you're pretty much not up with technology, you have less of an opportunity in today's workforce. I mean, let's face it, the days where, you can go work a job where you can put your hands on something and like see something be made, those jobs are disappearing, and they're either being replaced with technological solutions. In fact, I just saw a cool thing on Twitter of a machine that can sew together a t-shirt. It's a robot, and it literally just sews the whole t-shirt from front to back, start to finish, right there. So, I think those kinds of manufacturing type jobs are kind of falling by the wayside, and I think it's very important for people to get re-educated with technology. And I think a lot of the sticking point is because it's down to comfort. They're not comfortable with it, and they're afraid of it. So we said, what can we do to kind of help people not be so afraid of this? And that's really what a lot of the key components of our system are comprised of.
Yeah, you reminded me about something when you were talking about the machine that can sew the t-shirt. And I wish I remembered who said it and where I heard it, but I heard one time that the ultimate job security, if computers are going to put us all out of a job one day, there's always going to be a need for the technician to fix the computer.
Yep.
So how do we help you to actually come out from being an observer of technology to beginning to be a driver of technology? So if technology is going to take over all these aspects of our economy and a lot of other important facets of our life, it's important that you're not totally out of the loop. So really our system is a first step for a lot of people that have either been intimidated by technology, maybe it's of their own devices that they're building up in their head. We talked about our dispelling fear exercise in some of our other videos. So we actually have a great exercise where clients can address whatever it is that's holding them back from taking that initial step to move into getting educated with technology.
Absolutely.
And move past that and see see whatever the apprehension they had for what it really was. So that's where we start, and then we give our clients these skills that and knowledge that is just really, it's a foundation that a lot of our generation has, but a lot of people don't. So we're giving you that foundation, right?
Yeah, and I mean, just to kind of circle back to like the whole core methodology that we have, you know, one thing that I experienced is that, you know, I'd see a lot of people with having trouble with technology, and every solution that they were given was basically like an ABC on how to do a specific task, like step by step. We want to basically get down to the core, which we found was fear, which is why we have that technique in dispelling fear. So we really wanted to get down to the cause of that, and that was what a lot of the feedback that we got was people were like afraid that they were gonna like break, you know, their phone or their tablet or their computer if they like hit the wrong button. And it's really, you can't really do that. I mean, these devices, they're really, you know, designed with that in mind, and they you know, you really can't hit the wrong button and break them, is what I'm trying to get at. So, you know, we really wanted to say, hey, how can we give people a logical way to work through a problem or a challenge or some type of objective that they are trying to accomplish. And, you know, a lot of the research that we did came from, for example, what the Navy SEALs do when they go through training. So the Navy SEALs go through this thing called BUD/S training, which is probably the hardest thing that any military operation would ever have to go through. I mean, they go, you know, 5-6 days without sleep in this training. And one of the big things that they do is they do goal setting. And they set really short, attainable goals. So they're not thinking about, oh my God, like, I'm not gonna be able to sleep for another 72 hours. They're just thinking about like what the actual next thing is that they have to do. And I mean, a huge thing with our, you know, dispelling fear is knowing what your goals are. So if setting goals works for the Navy SEALs, it's definitely gonna work for you guys.
That's
for sure.
That's a great point. That's a great point. And you know, that's just one of the exercises we have in our system that's really bringing from another space. You know, we're always trying to find ways to be better in our personal lives and be as the optimal version of ourselves that we can be. And everything we learned, we really took a lot of that and applied it to MyTech Roadmap to make the learning process not only innovative, but really effective. And effective in a short time too. We're talking about one day, one afternoon, the difference between you being totally paralyzed by fear and not embracing technology to totally coming full circle and really beginning to enjoy some of the awesome features and aspects that having access to, you know, online, for example, having access to the web really gives you. It's unbelievable.
Yeah, and I mean, let's face it, I mean, in life, there really aren't any shortcuts, but this system is going to be the closest thing to that possible because we're giving you, you know, a methodology that you can apply, and we're really kind of putting aside all of the noise and trying to get everybody focused in on what the important things are.
It's definitely, there's a lot of components in it that keep our clients on course. We keep them with the vision in mind about, you know, all the things they're going to be able to enjoy. And it's not a maybe for our clients. It's a you're going to be able to enjoy all these amazing facets of society today that are online and happening. You're going to be able to enjoy that, but we help you, we bring you through it in a very easy step-by-step process. We have a wonderful DVD that we've created that is really going to make it a process that's easy to acclimate to. If you know how to put a CD or a DVD into the DVD player, you're going to be able to learn with My Tech Roadmap. On top of that, we've addressed all the different types of learners that are out there. So we know not everybody learns one way. Maybe you want to talk a little bit about that aspect too?
Yeah, definitely. I mean, we've addressed the fact that, I don't learn very well by being spoken to. Personally, I'm more of a learn by doing type of person. We created a workbook, and basically, we have different activities in that workbook. And we also have parts where you can, follow along with your device and kind of work through some of these things that that we will teach you in our system. So we really try to address, the three types of learning types. The people who learn by seeing, the people who learn by hearing, and the people who learn by doing.
Yep. So we're innovating really in a lot of ways. So really glad we had the opportunity to come to you today and share with you a little bit about the foundations of where our program My Tech Roadmap came from. And I want to thank you all for all the support. And anything else, Anthony?
No, I think that covers it. Yeah.
All right. We'll see you soon, everybody.
See ya.